And so if you're not a true citizen, you don't have the same stance as they do. I thank Allah for allowing me to be a true citizen.
Praise Allah.
So I know what my political position is in this government. And once you know what your political position is, it's more powerful for you and those that think like you to be on one accord, that you can do something with that political power. Prophet Noble Ali, he told us that it's not clothes that make a man. He told us that it was free national standards and power that makes a man.
Praise God.
Brother Marcus Garvey said that a man without authority and power is a man that's not respected. You got authority and power if you're a citizen in a free national government.
That's right.
You got voting power. You have a power to hold public office. You will have a power to be a part of the decision-making process that dictates how you live in this government.
That's right.
You got power.
That's right.
Most of all, you got power to great God Allah. Because Allah is the force beyond all power.
Praise God.
The rest of the sisters that are here, Sister Thompson Bay, Sister T. Thompson Bay, Sister N. Thompson Bay, and the children that are here, some of them still awake, some of them may be asleep by now. I'd like to take a reading. I'm gonna make sure I stay within my time, although I'm the chairman. I gotta steal the way the law is everybody else.
That's right. Praise Allah.
Prophet he says, no favorite in the temple.
That's right.
We gotta hold to the prophet's oral laws as well as the written laws.
That's right.
You know, that's how we make justice, the peace that reigns in our society. We want peace, and the peace depends upon justice. And so, our part in justice is to be just. We don't go and talk about, oh, I'm gonna demonstrate justice on that age. Yeah. He even got out of line. No, that ain't our part. Our part is to be just, to be fair and impartial. Not only with your brother, but with your fellow man too.
That's right. That's right.
Baba told us, he said that, you know, when we get on top, to treat the European right. So he wants us to treat the European fair. He don't want us to get up there and be a cruel, selfish ruler. Do all the things that we think was done to us and even worse. No, we don't want to do that. We want Allah to continually bless us.
That's right.
You know, perfected man gains strength by the things he suffers, but he's also blessed too. Because through your suffering, your sins are washed away.
That's right.
You don't want to suffer just to be suffered. But if you do suffer, make sure you suffer for something that's right.
That's right.
You're sacrificing for something that is worthy.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
We know in pinnacle wisdom, this life is not given to us for ourselves, but for the good that it is for others. So we want to make sure the time that we spend
That's right.
is for the benefit of someone, not just for ourselves. Brother Marcus Garvey, and I'm going to quote this before I go into this reading. Brother Marcus Garvey, he stated that it is a sin to waste time. Because you cannot get back the moment you were wasting.
That's right.
It's a sin.
Praise God.
That's right.
So we don't want to waste time.
That's right.
Dr. Noah Ali told us we can't get back the time that we lost. So employ the succeeding ones, the ones that come after that, with virtue.
That's right.
Because we done wasted too many with foolishness. So the times that we have that come after, we done took that period, that stop. We want to employ those times with virtue. Learning good character, proper behavior, and dealing with one another. You know, we can take a break sometimes. You know, I know we like to be mean sometimes. We can say, I'm not going to be mean today. I'm going to try to be nice today. Maybe it rub off on another day. Maybe you get 2 days under your belt. And you might want to go back to being mean. You say, well, nah, I think I'm going to keep on trying to go that way.
Right.
I'm going to take that reading, Moore's, from chapter 43, the Holy Instructions from the Prophet, the Sufficiency of Knowledge. And I'm going to take that reading from page 55. And I'm going to take that reading from verses 19 and 20. Naturally do a man desire the truth, yet when it is before him, he will not apprehend it. And if it force itself upon him, he is not offended at it. You know, so sometimes we can be told things and it won't catch. Or we just try to deflect it like, oh, okay. But let somebody try to get your attention, they really bring it home, you won't be offended. You may be offended at the person that brought the truth.
Right.
But you ain't gonna be offended at the truth. Because Allah is truth.
Yes, he is. That's right.
Now this is something that we have to remind ourselves. The fault is not in truth.
That's right.
The fault ain't in truth.
That's right.
Or you feeling you want to get argumentative with the truth, or you want to debate the truth, or debate against someone that's delivering the truth.
That's right.
Ask yourself what self are you operating out of. And if you be truthful, I ain't gonna even tell you. Mo just got up here and read and said that we got to study ourselves.
That's right.
And so if you well study them and ask what to study next, the reply he will give is yourself. So you got to study that higher self and that lower self.
Right,
And so when somebody asks you what self are you operating out of based on the action that you just performed, you can answer that for yourself.
Right.
With that I say peace.
Peace. Praise
I
Allah.
like it.
Teach.
Teach.
God.
Praise Allah.
Praise the
That's not
Lord.
more. I'd like to turn the meeting back over to the brother William Clay, chairman. Speak.
Peace. Praise Allah.
If you got a light,
Let it shine.
if you got a light,
Let it shine.
if you got a light,
Let it shine. Shine, shine, shine.
all in my home,
Let it shine.
all in my home,
Let it shine.
shine,
Shine, shine.
Praise Allah.
Islam.
Islam.
Thank you, Morris. Thank you. Thank you. Now we're going to call out our next speaker, our spiritual head, our grand sheikh, Brother L. Thompson Bay Sr., and I ask you to give him your undivided attention.
I want to walk like the Lord say walk. Say walk. I want to walk like the Lord say walk.
Say walk.
'Cause if I walk like the Lord say walk, I know that everything is gonna be alright. I wanna teach like the Lord say teach. Say teach.
I want to teach like the Lord say teach. Say teach. 'Cause if I teach like the Lord say teach, I know that everything is gonna be alright.
Islam or
Islam.
Truly it's a blessing to rise and give praises to Allah, the author, the creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. Prophet Muhammad says that when Allah is pleased with a person, he announced it to Gabriel. and Gabriel announcing to the universe that Allah is pleased with so-and-so. And that person's way is made fair for him.
Praise Allah.
When Allah is displeased with a person, he announced it to Gabriel, and Gabriel announced it throughout the universe that Allah is displeased with so-and-so, and that person's way is made difficult for him. And our mission in life is to please Allah. A Muslim is one who seeks to please Allah. Prophet Muhammad said that if you come to Allah with an earth full of sin, that Allah will return to you an earth full of forgiveness. Allah is most merciful. It doesn't matter what you're going through in life. Allah is leading on and victory is sure. Sometimes we are too hard on ourselves. We feel as though we are so weak that we can't make it into paradise. Don't you know the Quran say, weak and ignorant as thou art, old man, humble as thou oughtest to be. O child of the dust, you ain't nothing but dust. You are from dust, and to dust you shall return. See, we all on the same playing field. It don't matter what you may think of yourself and what you may think of me. We all have the spirit of Allah within us. Jesus said when men honor man, he honors Allah. It don't matter if a man honor you or not. Your concern should be whether or not Allah honor you. Jesus said no weapon formed against the righteous shall prosper. People plot your downfall 24/7.
That's right.
But if Allah is with you,
That's
who
right.
can be against you?
That's right. That's right.
Doesn't matter who against you if Allah is with you.
That's right.
I give honors to the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, who said if I could start you to thinking, perhaps you can save yourself. The prophet said this. He said, I'm going to test you to the last inch of your life, and if you make it, you're going to be a good one. We're being tested right now.
That's right. That's right.
Those that say they follow Prophet Noble Drew Ali are being tested right now. The prophet told them, well, quit trying to figure out how you're going to be saved. It's going to be done in a conflict that cannot be told in word. That means you're going to have some good days. You're going to love this more science tip of America. You're going to proclaim and confess that you following the prophet to a destiny which is not uncertain nor unknown. You feel like that as long as things are going your way.
That's right, T-Ball, that's right.
Can you have that same conviction when things are not going your way?
That's right.
This what the prophet mean when he said morals are fortified. That means you strengthened
That's right.
by the impregnable doctrine built upon love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That means you're going to defend the moral science tip of America to the last inch of your life, whether things are going your way or not.
That's right. That's right.
Men can make their mouth say anything.
That's right.
You don't know how strong you are until you've been tested. Yeah, if Allah done had his arms around you all your life, I guess it's easy for you to say you following Allah and Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Can you trust in him when the storm comes?
That's right.
Can you trust in him when your health begin to fail?
That's right. T-Ball.
Is he still the same good God, or is he only good when things going your way?
That's right. That's right.
That sounds like a lack of trust.
That's right. Right.
Allah know what you know not. I give praises to Allah and honors to the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet Noble Drew Ali said that I'm saved and my mission is to save you Moors. The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, this is a field. Open. Anybody can come in. Many are called. Yeah, thousands of Moors come into Moor Science Temple of America. But only a few are chosen. We are all the chosen ones. Because we with Prophet Noble Drew Ali today. It don't matter where you been.
That's right.
It's where you at. Are you with the prophet now?
That's right.
This is a field open for strong men and women. And I'm not talking about being able to do 50 push-ups.
Right.
Can you think?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
This is a thinking world. Are you gonna let the devil trick you out of your salvation because of your jealousy and hatred and your lust
That's right. Teach me.
and all the things that the Lord self offers?
That's right.
Yeah, the devil has,
Teach that
he
gospel.
can take and trick you out of your salvation.
That's right. Teach that gospel, grandson.
That's why we follow the prophet, not man. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is our exemplified of what Allah's will is here on earth.
That's right.
Because man can be up today and be down tomorrow. We ain't demonstrating no hypocrisy up in there. All of us have broken blades. You who is without broken blades, stand forth that men may know just who you are.
Teach it, see. Teach that's right. Teach it, see.
We all sinners.
That's right. Teach it. That's right.
From the head to the bottom. We all have broken blades.
That's right.
If Allah would save only those who have broken blades, what would they say?
That's right. See. Teach it.
Nobody.
That's right.
Nobody. Sometimes in our vanity,
That's right. Stay focused. That's right.
we think we are higher
That's right.
than the next man.
That's right.
No, you ain't no higher than me because you may see my sin and I don't see yours.
That's right. See.
I follow you home, ain't no telling what kind of sin.
I know that's right.
You followed up about this.
Oh, man.
Everybody see.
What's going on?
Probably see some things to make you lose your mind.
That's right.
Some of us are professors
Right.
in sin. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali is going to redeem us
That's right.
from our sinful ways.
That's right.
It don't come overnight.
That's right.
The sincere in heart have courage enough for the truth. Sometimes you listen and you think people talking about you. They are talking about you.
That's right. You hear me?
And it's okay
I got you, man. See.
because you are in the house
That's
of
right.
peace.
That's right.
Where you're being doctored upon. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is taking and redeeming you from your sinful ways.
That's right.
That's why we're here.
That's right.
If you don't have no sins, what are you doing here?
Right. That's right.
This is for those that are sick at heart.
That's right.
And when you be true to yourself, you know that you're in the right place.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
If you're looking for improvement, you in the right place.
That's right.
Right.
Prophet Noble Drew Ali teachers can help you. He said it doesn't matter how things look.
That's right.
Right.
When there was thousands of Moors
That's right.
in the temple, the prophet prophesied. He said the temple was going to dwindle down to a handful. A handful. That means that he's going to be doing some cleansing.
That's right. That's right.
It ain't for you and I to get discouraged.
That's right.
This is cleansing time.
That's right.
We believe that Allah alone guides the destiny of this Moor Science Temple of America. We got to trust in that.
That's right.
That's right.
Even when the storm comes, don't you know that Allah still ruleth and directed with infinite wisdom?
That's right.
He know what you know not.
Teach us, see.
Sometimes we look at a bad situation. Oh, my son just got locked up.
That's right.
Don't you know Allah preserving his life.
That's right. Got him. That's right.
Don't you know that Allah got a plan for his life just like he had a plan for you and I?
That's right.
He don't make no mistakes.
That's right.
Prophet Noble Ali told you. He said, if your children don't listen, turn them over to Rome. See, Rome has a way of keeping people in order. The prophet said, Rome, you got me 2,000 years ago, but I got you today. And you know what they did to him 2,000 years ago?
Yeah.
They crucified him.
Right.
That's right.
Nailed him on a cross. And one even put a nail in his heart. They put him in a tomb.
That's right.
He wrestled with the conqueror of men. He conquered death. He stepped upon him and arose, brought immortality to light, and painted on the walls of time a rainbow for the sons of men. He said, what I have done, all men can do what I am. All men shall be. Go forth
That's right.
and teach the gospel of the resurrection of the dead and eternal life through Jesus, the love of Allah made manifest. Jesus said, behold, for I have risen from the dead with gifts for men. I bring to you the title of your vast estate. All power in heaven and earth is mine, and to you I give all power in heaven and earth. Go forth and teach the nations
Right.
the gospel of the resurrection of the dead and eternal life through Jesus, the love of Allah
Praise Allah.
made flesh.
Praise Allah.
He said, by love divine, my human flesh. Now you're talking about love. We love, that's why we're here.
That's right.
And we love it on a divine level.
Praise Allah.
Just because you may have to check a person don't mean you ain't loving.
That's right.
Because Allah has a way of checking people,
Right.
and he still loves you.
That's right. That's right.
Allah have a way of chastising you, and he still loves you.
That's right.
We made in his image and after his likeness, so sometimes we have to check.
That's right.
Go ahead on.
Men that may be off course. Prophet Muhammad say Allah used men to check men, and he used nations to check nations. I with my grandson the other day, he may have perceived me as being mean. But what I was doing was exercising love on him.
That's right. See.
Let him know this way shall thy billows roll,
That's right.
and no other.
That's right.
Thus high and no higher. Sometimes you have to even check yourself
That's right.
in order for you to stay in line. You don't need nobody to check you. Check yourself.
That's right. See.
Right.
And the only time you do for a checking is when you transgressing
That's right.
against somebody else's rights. So a man have a right to tell you, no, stop. You ain't going no further.
That's right. You got a law.
You are the law, and law govern all events. It ain't nothing wrong with it.
That's right.
We are strong men and women. We don't walk around with our feelings on our sleeves.
That's right.
Somebody say something to you, oh, you upset.
Right. Right.
Oh,
That's right.
grow up. It's growing up time.
Praise the Lord.
The prophet said that there's going to be some perilous times ahead, and we got to prepare ourselves
That's
for
right.
it.
That's right. Teach
And
them.
he said one day, some of the Moors going to be so hungry, they're going to bite into their own flesh.
That's right.
They're going to result to cannibalism. No, some of us ain't got no food in the refrigerator right now. It's okay. It's just a test
Praise
to
Allah.
see if you going to disbelieve that Allah is all power.
Right.
You ain't got no food today, but Allah bless you with some food tomorrow.
That's right.
Trust in Allah.
That's right.
not man.
That's right.
We're in the Moore Science Temple of America because we follow Prophet Noble Drew Lee,
That's right.
who is a perfect example.
That's right.
Who is Jesus come again? The whole world can go astray. But if you committed to this Moore Science Temple of America, you're going to be just like the tree that's planted by the water.
That's right.
I shall not be moved.
Move.
I would like to give honors to all the speakers that spoke
Praise
tonight.
Allah. That's
Thank Allah for the energy.
right.
Energy is spirit.
That's right.
That's what spirit is. It's energy.
That's right.
And sometimes we be vibrating on a low tone.
That's right. That's right.
And people may think you sad or you upset. No, your spirit just vibrating at that greater atmosphere. And it's okay. Because the energy I got, you may not have.
That's right.
But if we unite, then that energy becomes one.
That's right.
So I thank Allah for the Moore Science Temple of America.
Yes,
I thank
sir.
Allah for
Praise
all the
Allah.
Moors that came out tonight. I give special honors to the Assistant Grand Governor of the state of Missouri, the brother R. Madison Neal. I give honors to the Grand Governor of the state of Missouri, the brother T. Ernst Hill. I give special honors to the officials of Subordinate Temple 75. I give special honors to the children. I give special honors to the women. I give special honors to the brothers.
Praise Allah.
Because it's the brothers that's the glue. It ain't the sisters, it's the brothers. That means that we as brothers got to take our place in the affairs of men.
That's right. Praise
For the sisters been carrying us for the last 40 years.
Praise Allah.
Or 45, as the elder say, and he know better than I do. Because he was older than me. 45 years ago, I was just 3 years old, so he know better than me.
Praise Allah.
But it's our turn now.
That's
When
right.
the prophet uplifted fallen humanity, he had a woman in his home, symbolizing humanity.
Thank you.
This is what we should be doing,
That's right.
uplifting the sisters.
That's right.
The prophet said, have a deep appreciation for
That's
womanhood.
right.
So we're going to do our best in keeping the sisters together.
That's right.
I'm going to take a reading from the Holy Quran out of Moore Science Temple of
Praise
America.
Allah.
The great teachings of Holy Prophet Noble Drew Lee. I know I thought today on my way to the temple that I didn't feel like speaking. Because I closed last night, got out of work about 2 o'clock, had to be back at 7. So I felt a little drained.
Praise Allah.
But it's okay. Allah has given me the energy to make it to the temple. Prophet Muhammad said that every time you come to a temple, you've forgiven a 7-day sin plus 3. That's 10 days of sin.
Praise Allah.
You stand a good chance into making it into paradise.
That's right.
And some of us need to sleep in the temple.
Praise Allah. That's right, see. That's right, see.
It's a healing power when coming to the temple.
That's right, see.
Don't let nobody tell y'all you wasting your time.
Yeah.
The Moors ain't doing nothing.
Right. Right.
Remember, the key is salvation.
Praise Allah.
You come to the temple for your salvation.
Right.
If your mama don't come, you come. If your wife don't come, you come. If your husband don't come, you come. If your children don't come, you come because you heard for salvation. And salvation is a ladder that reaches from the heart of men to the heart of Allah.
That's right.
It has 3 steps. Belief is first. And this is what man thinks perhaps is the truth. And I think many of us 20 years ago was on the step of belief. Now, I believe we on the step of knowing,
Faith.
having faith that Prophet Noble Drew Lee is right. Because that's why we still here. There's 1,000 places you can be here, be on Friday, but you're here at the temple,
Praise Allah.
getting your salvation.
That's right. That's right.
You in the house of peace with no sinful word or sinful discord will be heard. You right where you supposed to be. And Allah is pleased with you. All you got to do is just hold fast and watch his blessings manifest in your life. They coming. Prophet Nova Dry Leading already prophesied about it. I'm going to take a reading from the Holy Instruction from the prophet, Master and Servant.
Praise God.
Master and servant.
Praise Allah.
Sometimes we be masters, and sometimes we be servants.
That's right.
But whatever position Allah puts you in,
That's right. Teach on.
you got to carry it out.
Thank you. Thank you. That's right.
You can't always be the master,
That's
right.
and you ain't gonna always be the servant.
That's right.
But if you take and acknowledge Allah's goodness in whatever position He put you in, then Allah will be pleased with you.
That's right.
I know I started off as a servant at Hulane's,
Okay.
washing dishes.
Praise Allah.
Yeah, acknowledge His goodness, O Son of humanity.
That's right.
That's right.
Didn't I have no skills? They say, you want to wash dishes? Yeah, I want to wash dishes. Because I got a sweet little thing over here. And her name is Sister Thompson Bay. And I got to take care of her because I plan on having a family.
Yes, sir.
Man said, all right then, the test is on.
Yes.
I want you to take this toothbrush and clean these steps. All three of them. I don't know where my friend had been, but I know where I had just been. And I said, yeah, I'm going to clean them steps. He walked off and left his job. It didn't make sense to me. Because I didn't have no other source of income.
That's right.
I mean, ain't like I was doing things in the street. I was trying to live right.
Yeah.
And he was the one that got me the job.
Right.
But I said, wow, I'm going to clean these steps. 2 years later, I moved to the cook line. Washed dishes for 2 years. Moved to the cook line. Pantry man, making salads, making desserts. So the man seen some potential in me. He said, hey, you very humble, you got a good personality. I want you to learn the whole line, and I'm gonna make you a supervisor. I was 22 at the time, 24. I didn't have no skills. You know where we had been. Ain't nobody teaching you nothing. I mean, I got my college degree while I was up where we was at. You know? I did go to school.
That's right, see.
Got me an Associates of Arts degree.
Right.
An Associates of Science degree, so I wasn't no dummy. The prophet said, get a good, clean education, and I can use you.
That's right.
But they ain't offering that now. You can't get no free education now.
That's right. That's right.
You get your GED, you be lucky to get that.
That's
That's
right.
right.
I'm going to take a read. Repine not, O man, at the state of servitude. It is the appointment of Allah, and hath many advantages. It removeth thee from the cares and solicitudes in life. The honor of a servant is his fidelity. His highest virtues are submission and obedience. Be patient, therefore, under the reproofs of thy master. When he correct you, be patient. Don't be all haughty. And when he rebuketh thee, answer not again. The silence of thy resignation shall not be forgotten. Sometimes we like to go word for word when somebody says something we don't like. That ain't the science. The science is learning that Allah work it out.
That's right.
It say be studious in his interest. That means you learn as much as you can to benefit him in whatever role you play. Be studious. That means diligent. Be diligent in his affairs and faithful to the trust which he reposeth in thee. You got a job? Don't be on your job stealing the man money, stealing the man's stuff,
That's right.
stealing his time.
That's right.
That ain't what Islam teaches.
That's right.
But don't you be hard on yourself if you're doing any of these things, because Allah take and raise you up. One day you be like, no, I'm not going to do it. You might not be at that point right now, but it's okay. It's okay. Don't you know we can't lose with Allah as the former Grand Sheikh, Temple 75 used to say, Brother L.E. Bain? You can't lose with Allah.
That's right.
It says, Thy time and thy labor belong unto him. I got some people that take, if you don't watch them, they'll sneak out the back door. While they still on the clock. While they still on the clock. They still in time. They say, defraud him not thereof, for he paid thee for them. And thou who art a master, be just to thy servant.
That's right.
If thou expected from him fidelity.
That's right.
Sometimes you have a master that's not just. And you take and move against him. Because he's not just. And you got the right to do that. According to the Quran. You don't let people misuse you.
That's right, see.
You know? People, you don't be loyal to people that just kicking you in your butt. Smacking you upside your head. Remember, you got the spirit of a man in you. You don't lay down. We ain't laying down today. It say, be just to thy servant if thou expected from him fidelity, and reasonable in thy commands if thou expected ready obedience. The spirit of a man is in him. Severity and rigor may create fear, but can never command love. Mix kindness with reproof, and reason with the thought. So shall thy admonitions take place in his heart, and his duty shall become his pleasure. He shall serve thee faithfully from the motive of gratitude. He shall obey thee cheerfully from the principle of love, and fail by not in return to give his diligence and fidelity their proper reward. Peace.
Praise Allah. Praise Allah.
Islam.
Islam.
Thank our Grand Sheikh, Brother L. Thompson Bay,
Islam.
being here with us this Friday and sharing the portion of understanding Allah has blessed them with. The Lord taught us today about the unity and the vibration that we give off. And this vibration that we give off to one another helps give others the strength of Torah.
Yes, sir.
I know I mentioned earlier about your testimony that you share with your brother and your sister. A testimony of struggle, a testimony of exercise of faith, hope. You know, this is strength that you give to other people, whether you know it or not. See, sometimes people think they're all alone when they're the only one that's struggling to try to make it from week to week. But let you tell them.
That's right.
And they be saying, well, my situation might not be all that bad.
That's right.
You know, so we got to look at how we are a benefit to one another. You know, the Prophet teaches us not to strive to conceal the benefit that thou hast received.
That's right.
We got to reveal it. Revealing these benefits that we have received from Allah helps other people get closer to Allah as well.
That's right.
So we thank our Grand Sheikh for the testimony that he was able to share through the test that he is striving to overcome in his life. And, again, we want everybody to do the same because we're all on the same level. We're all trying to strive to get closer to Allah. So with that, I call out our last speaker for the day. He's Assistant Grand Governor of the state of Missouri and Assistant Secretary of Temple 75, Brother R. Madison Neal Jr. And I praise God for your undivided attention.
I woke up this morning with my mind set on Allah. I woke up this morning with my mind set on Allah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. It ain't nothing wrong with keeping my mind set on Allah. It ain't nothing wrong with keeping my mind set on Allah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Islam.
Islam.
I rise and give praise to the great God Allah.
is truly worthy to be praised because he thought so much of us and he was so merciful and so just that he gave man the possibility chance to get his life together so that he could be back at one with his Father God alive.
That's right.
So he sent us the prophet Noble Drew Ali to teach us our nationality and our divine creed.
That's right.
So that we would learn to love instead of hate in North America. The prophet Noble Drew Ali came because Allah told him that we needed help.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
And when you begin to look around at the nation of people, the Asiatic race, European race, you begin to understand that love is the answer.
Yes, it is.
Once you realize that we need to learn to love instead of hurt, instead of hate,
That's right.
that's how you begin to save yourself. You begin to save yourself by literally know thyself and thy Father God Allah. Because once you begin to know who you are, you begin to understand that you can conquer your lower self and you can be your higher self in flesh. The possibilities of man has been given us the information, the example, and it was by Jesus. Which you can find it in our teachers in Lord Santo America, that you can see the teachers of Jesus and what he went through, because these lessons are for those who love Jesus.
Right.
That's right.
Once you begin to learn about what Jesus have done, you begin to understand what you can do. And you begin to understand the possibilities of men, and you will not never give up on yourself.
Right.
That's right.
As you begin to look at the teachers of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, you see a lot of information that begins to straighten you out, whether it's educationally, in your house, personally, on the streets. All this information can save you.
Right.
A lot of times we think information is just only for a religious purpose, but this is for life purpose.
That's
You
right.
begin to
That's
realize
right.
that this is a guide. This will get your life together only if you will read it, study it, and apply it.
That's right.
It's a lot of information that begin to make you investigate information. Of calling yourself an Asiatic. You're not calling yourself black, colored, Negro, African American. You begin to realize that those are not names of people. Those are just names that were given by slaveholders to the slaves because it was marking somebody's property. You begin to understand that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali just came and told us that we have our own nation. We have our own flag. We have our American flag. We have a descendant flag, because once you understand that you descended from somewhere, then you can tie yourself back to the human lifespan. You won't cut yourself off at slavery. You won't start yourself off at the end of a war. You begin to understand that man has always existed in a human form. And when you call yourself a human, you begin to understand that you existed in flesh. And that's why the Prophet Noble Drew Ali tells us about the manifest. And he tell you about the fall of man, where man came from.
That's right.
Why man will always exist, because the spirit man can never die.
That's right.
See, the spirit that is in you activate and moves this flesh only when you're thinking in your higher self. When you're thinking in your lower thoughts, that's when you begin to do the body of desires, the things that cause you harm, the things that cause other people harm.
Right.
The teacher tells us that the sin lies in the wish, in the thought, and in the desire, not in the act. A lot of times we thought that we could think things and that wasn't a sin, but the sin is the thought.
That's right.
Because why? The thought is the cause of existence of life. Thought is the cause of everything that you're seeing. Thought is the cause of you being able to live. Once you begin to realize that these thoughts have to be controlled, you begin to understand that you need discipline, you need instruction, you need information to show you how to control yourself. A lot of time we say we have self-control, but up under pressure, we begin to realize we let our lower self take act.
That's right.
And when
That's
you're
right.
acting out of your lower character, you begin to realize that you got to ask for forgiveness. You begin to realize that you need some more help. Because when you see the acts of the lower self, you begin to understand that it's not safe. It's not good. It's not abusing. It brings on slander, death, and things that cause harm. The prophet says that when you do or say anything wrong to anybody, you're doing it wrong to who? You're doing it wrong to Allah.
Allah. Right.
Because then you begin to understand that the nearest place to meet Allah is where?
In the heart.
And man is made in the image and after the likeness of who?
Allah.
So that's why we got to treat each other good. We got to love each other, because this is what the prophet is teaching us, to learn and love instead of hate. I give honors to the past supreme grand advisor, moderators, starting Brother C. Kirkman Bailey, Brother Nelson Van, and Brother J. Blakely Bailey, because these brothers stayed in line where the prophet Noble Ali taught them.
That's right.
They stayed in line with the teachings and the information that the prophet brought them. They took the foundation and they began to build. That's why you see the muftis. That's why you see the sister auxiliary, because people begin to build off what the prophet told them. And once you begin to understand that the truth is so consistent, you begin to realize that we're the one that has to wake up. That's why the prophet said we sleep too much.
That's right.
We sleeping on our birthright.
That's right.
We sleeping on our benefits.
That's right.
We sleeping on all the good things that Allah has blessed us to have. We are able to enjoy this physical life in our higher self only if we just do what we're supposed to do. That's why it's good to do right, whether it's in the public or it's in the private.
That's right.
Because like the brother said, once you begin to humble yourself and you begin to know thyself and meditate and study self, you begin to understand why Jesus sacrificed his life for man. His human life for man. When they put him on the cross, they nailed him on the cross, he allowed them to do that.
That's right.
That was the will
That's
of
right.
him to allow that. And it was the will of Allah. That's why they say when the will of man and the will of Allah are one, the resurrection is a what?
Right.
You can resurrect yourself from this mental slavery. You can resurrect yourself from this lower thought. And that's what the prophet is doing us. That's why the prophet say, even if you got to crawl to the temple, crawl.
That's right.
Because this is your salvation. Where there is unity, there is strength. If you're looking for a lot of people, hey, you know where to find them at. It's a lot of miserable places where a lot of miserable people are at.
That's right. Teach Mo.
It's okay that it's just a few, because then you begin to realize you can learn a lot more. You can ask more questions. You can get more attention. You can get more help from your brothers and sisters. Because when a crowd of people come, you got to be careful, because everybody don't have good intentions. Some people want to see you fall. Some people want to see you not succeed. Some people don't want to see you do well.
That's right.
That's why the Prophet Noble Ali said that the purpose of the Moorish Scientific of America is for the uplifting of fallen humanity. That's why we honor man, because when you honor man, you honor Allah. That's why we even treat our foes, the one who seeks to do us harm, we treat everybody good. Because we begin to learn that that's what the rule is. We got to love even when it hurts.
That's right.
That's right, Mo.
You got to love even when what? You don't want to love, because once you just realize you're doing right, you begin to realize you're perfecting yourself, because the Quran said, perfected man must pass through all the ways of life. We got to suffer some things.
That's right.
We got to be humiliated.
That's right.
We have to. So that we can be who? The strength of Allah. You got to know how to succor your brothers in need, because if you don't understand his weakness, whether it's drugs, alcohol, guns, violence, whatever it is, if you don't understand it, it's hard for you to succor him at the time of need.
That's right.
Because it's hard for you to understand what he's going through.
That's right.
You don't see the lifehood that his mom or father that wasn't there, that was there, how they mistreated him or they did. You don't see that hurt, that pain that he's still carrying.
That's right.
That's what a lot of us do.
That's right.
We carry pain, suffering, bad memories to the future. That's what we call our own. As the teacher said, we create our own heaven and hell.
That's right.
Because it's a state of mind. Your happiness relies upon you,
That's right.
not the materialistic things.
That's right.
Because materialistics only have a value for a moment,
That's right, Lord teacher.
and then it's gone.
Right.
Then you can have it for so long, and just in your possession, it only makes you happy for so long.
That's right.
Because you get what's called used to it.
Mm.
You get comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get that one word, tired of it.
That's right.
Because the purpose of having it was for what? It was the wrong reason. That's why you gotta want it for the good of others.
That's right.
Want it for the good of others, to be able to help somebody else. That's why I give honors to the brother that put the text out there and information out there. Brother K.U. Bay.
Yes.
He said if it's Islam, if it's ours to give. Not to keep.
That's
To
right.
give.
That's right.
When you learn how to love yourself, you can love somebody else.
That's right.
But the key is you gotta love self first.
That's right. That's right.
You gotta know self first.
That's right.
You gotta work on self first. That's why it's called constructive criticism.
That's right.
You gotta be able to hear it with patience.
That's right.
Your imperfections. Because when you don't see yourself, others discover the what?
Most right.
So if you see my weakness and I'm your brother, just help me out.
That's right.
Understand I may not do what you asking me to do, which may be right tomorrow or next week, but just know that if you keep loving me and keep teaching me, when I do get it together, it's thanks to my brother, man.
That's right.
Where there's unity, there's strength. What I don't know and what you know, if we work together and I learn the right way, I can take it a notch up. Just because of my love and my passion. As the brother as being here said, he said he a carpenter. Is it because of Brother J. Cushion Bay was teaching all of us carpentry skills? We love things. We love the Moore Scientific of America. We give it our all. We give it our best. We sacrifice because we understand the purpose of the Moore Scientific of America. A lot of us men and women begin to understand that when we join the Moore Scientific of America and we proclaim our nationality, that we took a step forward to make our life better.
That's right.
So that's why we give honors to the Moore Scientific of America for helping to make me
That's right.
a better man, a better father, a better brother, a better uncle, a better person.
That's right. That's right.
This is what the teachers do for me, not for the show, but for myself.
That's right.
See, money don't make the man. It's
That's
your
right.
character.
That's right.
And Jesus in the Quran is teaching us character.
right.
How to put certain things in the circle. Put your passions in the circle. How to pound the truth in. Until it's a part and a partial of every day. You gotta have the truth all in you.
That's
I
right.
give honors to everybody that came out on this Friday Holy Day service for all Muslims over the world. I give honors to everyone that wanted to come out that was not able to come out. I like to give honors to, once again, to our Grand Sheikh for giving us the ability to grow, to make our Moore Scientific of America stronger, because there's only one temple, Muslims. There's only one temple. When we help each other, we helping ourselves. I'm going to take a read from page 44, chapter 26. Holy instructions from the prophet. Know thyself. Weak and ignorant as thou art, O man, humble as thou art to be. O child of the dust, wilt thou raise thy thoughts in infinite wisdom? Wilt thou see omnipotence displayed before thee? Contemplate thy frame. Fearful and wonderful art thou made. Praise therefore thy Creator with awe and rejoice before him with reverence. Peace.
Peace.
No trouble came in this land for the sake of sinful man. And he had hard trials almost every day. Well, he knows the pain you feel. He can save and he can heal. He's the joy of our salvation. Yes, he is.
Praise Allah.
We give honors to our Assistant Grand Governor of the State of Missouri, Brother Art Madison Neal Jr.,